All right, guys, welcome to my weekly trade analysis. All right, so today we are going to be analyzing Euro USD, GBP USD, DXY, Bitcoin, and gold. Okay, so those are the pairs that we're going to be analyzing today. All right, so first of all, before I come over to this Euro USD, I just want to, let's talk about DXY, where DXY is going. All right, because DXY is going to give us the direction of what is actually happening. So if you watched my last video, if you watched my last analysis, you know that I stated that the market I'm expecting market to come back to this my demand zone that is here before we see a massive buy to the upside. And throughout last week, market was not able to tap on that demand zone. Now, let me show you guys the demand zone. If I go to 4-hour time frame, yeah, exactly. This is the demand zone here. You see that this demand zone has not been filled. All right. The market has not filled that demand zone. All right. And if you get to this area, you can also see that that demand zone has not yet been filled. So what I'm expecting a drop, a drop to this area before we see a massive buy to the upside. So if markets can drop to this here and start buying, that means that Euro USD is going to do the opposite of what DXY is going to do. So Euro USD is going to do what? It's going to buy to this upside before doing what? Before we see to the selling, before we see a massive selling opportunity. But before we come to that Euro USD, let's talk about this DXY very well, okay? So let me analyze this DXY from a daily time frame. Okay, so let's analyze it from a daily time frame. Now, you guys know that DXY has been ranging on the weekly time frame. You guys can see that DXY has been making higher high, has making equal highs, equal low. You can see this low is equal to this. So the market has been moving up and down, up and down, and finally the market broke. You know, the structure broke to the upside. You can see this structure here. This high is higher than this. Now, that is a signal that the market is eventually bullish, that we're expecting we're expecting more buying opportunity. And if the XY is buying, it means that other pairs that end with Euro USD are going to be selling. That's like Euro USD, GBP USD, any pair that end with USD, AUD USD. Once this DXY is buying, pairs that end with USD, you're going to be looking for selling opportunities on them. That is why we always analyze DXY. Okay. So looking at DXY, this high has already broken. So we are going to come back to this lower time frame. We're going to go back to lower time frame to look for a possible demand zone that the market is going to be retracing. Market is going to be buying from. All right. So coming to daily time frame, obviously from daily time frame, you won't be able to, from daily time frame, we can spot extreme. We actually have extreme demand zone here. Yeah, we have another extreme demand zone. So if this area was not able to hold, this down one is going to be the next area that market is going to target. So from the daily time frame, I spotted a demand zone here. All right. Now we can see clearly here that this high is higher than this. Now that is a signal that the market is in uptrend. The market is just temporarily selling. Market is temporarily retracing before we see buying opportunity. Then going to the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, this is the demand zone I've been watching. This demand zone is something that you see that market has not touched that demand zone at all. All right. Market has not touched that demand zone. Market only came back to this high to take our liquidity from here and started selling to the downside. So possibly, this is what I will actually be expecting from next week. I'll expect a possible drop here. Then for the market to start buying to the upside. All right. So anything that will make this low, if market breaks this low, if market violates this demand zone, then we expect a sell to this our daily time frame. We expect a sell to this daily time frame demand zone. All right. That's if this one did not hold. All right. Now there's a way you can know when a demand zone will hold. In this scenario now, you can see that we have two area of interest, which is this one and this one. All right. Then if you want to know the one that is going to hold, you have to go and learn lower time frame market structure shift. Okay. So if we see that lower time frame market structure shift on this area, you're going to do what? You're going to buy to the upside. But if that did not happen, that means you are going to expect the market to drop to this area before the shift will now happen. All right. If you want to learn more about market structure shift, you have to join my advanced mentorship. All right. This particular section this particular section of this our weekly analysis is just to show you what we are going to be expecting. We are not really going into details. It's just to show you where the market is going to be going so that you can trade in that direction. So enough of DXY. Let's head over to enough of DXY. Let's head over to Euro USD. So because that we are going to be expecting DXY to buy, all right, DXY is going to be buying. That's the reason why we are going to be expecting Euro USD to do what? To sell. Okay. So if you look at the daily time frame, we're actually currently on the daily time frame. If you look at daily time frame, you can see that the market is already reacting to the daily time frame supply zone. The market is already reacting to the daily time frame supply zone. Here, we can see it clearly that this is a daily time frame. And we can see that the structure broke. This is the clear structure break, understand? To the downside, this low is lower than this. Now, that's the characteristics of a downtrend, okay? So market is already testing on our daily time frame. And if we also pay close attention, we can see that we have another supply zone here. So if market violates this supply zone, the next one that we're going to be expecting is this one that is up here, okay? So going to the 4-hour time frame, on the 4-hour time frame, let me delete this. On the 4-hour time frame, we cannot, on the daily time frame, we can't use this bigger area as our supply zone because it's too big. That's why most of the time you need to go to the lower time frame to refine your entry. All right. So to refine our entry, we could see that we have another tiny supply zone, which is this area above this area. So what I'm going to be expecting, as I told you guys earlier, I will expect market to come back to that supply zone. Then we see lower time frame market structure change before we start selling to the downside. I'm going to drop the signal on my VIP. Last week on my VIP, we didn't trade much because the market was not moving well. But I expect this week that we're entering, the market is going to cooperate. The market is going to move well. All right. So if this area gets violated, if market didn't respect the supply zone, the next supply zone that we are going to be expecting is here. Let's check it out. Let's refine the entry. Okay, you don't even need to refine the entry on the daily time frame. So this is going to be the next point of interest. That's if the supply zone that was here didn't hold. So that's all for Euro USD. Let's head over to GBP USD. So GBP USD, whatever you analyze on Euro USD, you should always have similar setup on GBP USD. All right. So now GBP USD, obviously, GBP USD has been in a downtrend. The reason why I say so is because you see, this is low, this is high, this is low. Now market want to give us another, high here, higher low before the market will drop. Okay. So the overall trend is downtrend, but the temporal trend now is actually uptrend. But the overall trend, that is the higher time frame, is suggesting that GBP USD is in a downtrend. Okay. Then going to the daily time frame, we will see that this is a very good break of structure. This network is really poor. My chart is not loading fast. Exactly here. you could see that this is a break. Exactly, this low is lower than this low. All right. That's the reason why we are expecting a supply zone above here to sell to the downside. Diallo, hi, I can see you. This is the first time you're joining our live stream. Okay, so we're going to be expecting the market to react from this supply zone that is above here. Then we do what? We sell to the downside. That is going to be my analysis on GBP USD. All right. Yeah. My network is really poor this evening. My chat is not loading properly. But regardless, we are going to continue like that. Okay. So that is what I'm going to be expecting. But you guys can see that the market has already taken out the liquidity from this high. Okay. We could see a change of character here and the market will start selling. The market might not likely come back to this supply zone. So if the market breaks this low, if we see a potential break of this low, all right, then expect the market to retrace to the upside here. Guys, sorry, my network is misbehaving this evening. Sorry, guys. Okay, so guys, let's continue. So this is what I'm going to be expecting. All right. Expect the market to do what? To drop down to come and take out this low, then retrace to the upside, then we start selling to the downside. I'm going to send the setup on my free Telegram channel. So or you guys should watch out for the setup once it matures. Okay. Then if this didn't happen, this is another thing I'm going to be expecting. I'm going to expect the market to come back to this high before any selling opportunity. All right, before any selling opportunity to the downside. Okay. Now, if this high gets violated, let's see if is there any extreme supply zone that the market is going to be reacting from. So from this 4 hour time frame, I couldn't see any extreme supply zone. Let's go to 1 hour. Okay, on the 1 hour time frame, obviously, on the 1 hour time frame, we could still spot another supply zone here. Yes, this is a supply zone. Okay. So if this area gets violated, if we didn't see a very change of character on the lower time frame in this area, okay, and the market breaks, we are going to be expect the market to react from this high. So these are the 2 points of interest here and here. I'm going to be expecting to sell from here or here. All right. I'm going to be expecting to sell from here to the downside. Exactly. From here to the downside to here. This is a swing trade, okay, for me. And from this one also, if this area gets violated, I'm going to be expecting another sell from here to the downside, okay? If eventually anything that will make the market to break above this high, just know that the market is no more in a downtrend. Just know that the market is uptrend. The market wants to start buying, which I doubt so. So as far as we stay below this here or here, expect a massive sell to the downside. So that's all for GBP USD. Let's head over to AUD. I think let me see, is Daniel here? There's one of my guy that likes AUD pair. I see. Okay, I think Daniel is not here. So guys, for AUD, this is AUD pair. I've been monitoring this pair since there's one there's one particular guy on this live stream that told me to analyze AUD, and I analyzed AUD and I took advantage of that move. I made a lot of money from the move. Since then, I've been analyzing AUD pair. Now, if you guys pay close attention to AUD, this is a no-brainer trade. We can see that this high here, the market has already broken this high. This high is higher than here. Now, that is quality of an uptrend. Okay, this high is higher than here. All right, and you guys pay close attention. You see that the market is kind of trying to give us head and shoulder pattern. You guys know head and shoulder pattern. Here is the shoulder. Here is the left shoulder. Here is the head. And here the market wants to give us another second shoulder, which is the right shoulder, before market will sell to the downside here. Okay. Now from the weekly time frame, that is what I can see here, because market has already given us a shoulder here. This is the head. So the other shoulder is trying to form around this area. Okay, before we see a massive drop to the downside. All right. And if the market could give us a very good head and shoulder here, I'm going to expect a sell to the downside to this demand zone here before we see another buying opportunity on AUD pair. Okay. So let's go to daily time frame. Coming to daily time frame, the area I'll be expecting that my head and shoulder to get to is actually this area. Okay. I mean, I'll be expecting more buying opportunity to this area before I'll start selling it to the downside. Okay. So this week that we're entering, I'll be expecting to sell AUD pair from this area, AUD USD. I'll be expecting it to, I don't want to be greedy, just sell it to this low here. Okay. Then if this low gets broken, then your next target is going to be this area, this low here. So can you guys see my screen? Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, you can see it now. All right. So it went blank just right now, you know. So this is what I'm going to be expecting from AUD, a possible buy to here. Then if I see a very good confirmation, a very good structure shift, you know, I don't usually, take a trade. Once a trade hits my entry point, I don't usually enter the trade. I wait for confirmation, okay? Because entering the trade at this point is going to be aggressive entry. I am not an aggressive entry. I'm a conservative. So I wait for a lower time frame market structure shift to make sure that this level is going to hold before I'm going to take my sell to the downside. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be expecting. For now, you guys should just be patient and wait for the market to come to this high before you do anything. Okay, so going to the 4-hour time frame. What's going on? Why is my screen going blank? What's going on? Can you guys even see me? See my screen?
Yes.
I don't know what's going on over here. Okay. So since we are expecting the market to do what? To come back to this high. We're expecting the market to come back to this high. So everything that you're going to be doing is going to be, buying opportunity. We could see a potential drop to this low or here for the market to buy to the upside. Then from this upside, you now start looking for selling opportunity. So that is going to be my analysis on AUD. That's going to be my analysis on AUD. So let's look at another pair. Let's look at the CHF, GBP card. So on GBP card, don't really know what is going on. Guys, my trading view is malfunctioning. This doesn't usually happen. I don't know why today. Why is this happening today? Okay. So from GBP card, obviously, on GBP card, if you guys have been following my setup, you guys will know that I have been bullish on GBP card. I'm expecting this high. I'm actually expecting this high to be taken. This high here. Okay. So coming to a 4 hour time frame, we could see that the market reacted to from this area. So the market broke structure. Obviously, the market broke structure to the high, and market retraced down to come and touch our demand zone that is above here. All right, this demand zone. What is going on? Yeah. So market touched this our demand zone, started buying to the upside, and as you can see that this high is higher than this. The market was able to take out that high or to break that structure, and market started retracing. So the market has already looking at this demand zone that is here, this demand zone. Oh, what is going on? Okay. So looking at this demand zone, this is actually the demand zone that I'll be expecting market to buy from. Okay. So from next week, this is what I'm going to be expecting. I'm going to be expecting the market to do what? Long position from this area. Yeah, this area to this high. Exactly. So a very good change of character. I expect market to buy to the upside. The reason is because this high has already been broken. See, this high is higher than this high. Okay. So that's what is giving me confidence that this demand zone is going to hold. But if eventually this demand zone didn't hold, we have another extreme demand zone here. We have another extreme. What is going on now? So we have another extreme demand zone here, below here, exactly here. Okay, that the market is going to be buying from. Anything that makes this GBP card, anything that makes the market to violate below this low, then we expect further sell to the downside. I think it's somebody that is doing this thing. What's going on? Can you guys see my screen? Yeah?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So these are the two areas I'm going to be expecting the market. All right. So if the market didn't respect any of these demand zone, if eventually anything that will make the market to do what? Anything that will make the market to break below here, okay, then we're going to be expecting more selling opportunity to the downside. But as far as the market stays above this our demand zone, you're going to be expecting buy, right? You're going to be expecting buy from here or here or this low to the upside. Okay, so that's going to be my analysis for GBP card coming next week. Let's go to USD CHF. Then for USD CHF, USD CHF, USD CHF, throughout last week, I didn't trade USD CHF. The reason is because I actually wanted USD CHF to do what? To touch this my extreme demand zone here when the market was here. My intention was for the market to come back to this area before we see a massive buy to the upside. A massive buy to the upside, but that didn't happen. That's why I've been looking at USD CHF with one eye. Okay. So coming to 1 hour time frame, I am still expecting market to come back to this my extreme demand zone that is around here, which is why I mapped out this high. So this high is the supply zone, and market has not even touched that supply zone. All right. So I'll actually be expecting. I'm going to be expecting maybe something like this. Yeah, I'm going to be expecting something like this for the market to sell to the downside. All right. So I don't have much. I don't have anything. I don't have a good setup on USD CHF. I told you guys that whenever the chart is complicating, just leave it. Don't try and be, don't try and be and form smart. Anytime you want to trade and you notice that the chart is complicating, okay, just avoid it. Go to the pairs that are giving you good setup. Avoid and chart that are not giving you a good setup. Just like this USD CHF now is not giving me a very good setup, which is one of the reasons why I'm going to be avoiding it. Unless anything that will make the market to drop down to this low, to this demand zone, I'll be much interested to buy to the upside. So that's it. So let's head over to BTC, guys. Let's head over to BTC. So after BTC, we are going to analyze gold. Gold is going to be the last pair that we're going to analyze, okay? Then you guys, if you have any question, you guys can ask your question. So guys, coming to BTC USD. Now, if you guys pay close attention, if you watch my live, if you join my live trading analysis last week, you will know that, first of all, let me start from weekly time frame so that we can see what is going on BTC, so that we can now start, talking about what is going on. So looking at BTC, this is a weekly time frame. This is a no-brainer trade. We can see that this buy that is happening around this area is caused by a demand zone. Yeah, this demand zone below here, exactly. So there's a weekly demand zone here, and you can see that market has already tapped on that demand zone. All right, market is reacting on it. That is the reason why I'm actually expecting more buying opportunity to the upside on BTC. So that is my overall movement. I'm expecting BTC to be bullish to buy to the upside, unless anything that will make BTC to break below this low. This low, once this low gets taken out like this, then I'll expect more selling opportunity to the downside. But as far as we stay below this area, I'm going to be expecting more buying opportunity to the upside. So coming to the daily time frame, from the daily time frame, the only area we could spot a supply zone was this above this area. Okay. And from the daily time frame, we could also see that market has already taken out liquidity from here. Market even broke structure here. So everybody is actually expecting BTC to sell because this is a lower low. This low is lower than this. All right. So people are expecting BTC to sell. Okay. Which is why you have to be skeptical. You have to be careful when you are trading this BTC because BTC has not given us a proper uptrend. Assuming that the market came and take out this high, you see that if the market took out that high, then we are going to be confident that market is going to be buying to the upside. Okay. But in this scenario, you see that this high is still lower than this area. So that's the reason why even though I expect BTC to be bullish, I'm still not confident that it's going to buy because this high has not been taken out. Okay. So let's go to 4-hour time frame. Coming to 4-hour time frame, if you watched my last analysis, you guys know that I caught this buy about last 2 weeks or last 3 weeks. I caught this buy to the upside, and for my last analysis, I say that if BTC, if the body of the candle, my last analysis, BTC was around here. All right. So I say that if the body of the candle closes above this high, okay, then we are going to be expecting buy to the upside. But eventually, you see that the body of the candle was not able to close above this high. It was the wick of the candle that took liquidity, and the market started dropping to the downside. All right. So what are we expecting? Because the issue is that this high, assuming the market broke above this high, we would have said that we are going to use this area. We would have used this area, this demand zone here. Okay, assuming that the body of this candle was able to break above here, we are going to use this demand zone, all right, and buy to the upside. But you can see that it's the wick of the candle that is taking out the liquidity from here. The market was not able to settle above here. We didn't see a proper break of structure above this area, which is why we are not going to call this area a demand zone. So this is not a demand zone. For you to call an area a demand zone, you have to see a proper break of structure to the upside. So we can't call here a demand zone. Even though that the market has already started reacting from that market has already started reacting from the demand zone. So you can see the market touched it and started buying. I'm still not confident. Okay, I'm still not confident. I will even be expecting more selling opportunity until we see a proper break of structure. That is when I'm going to be expecting buy on BTC. So what do I mean by proper break of structure? So for me to start buying BTC, I'm going to expect the market to do what? To break above this high. If this high, if market can take above this high, then we can look for a potential demand zone to buy to the upside. So for the fact that this high has not been taken out, I will actually be looking for selling opportunity. Maybe I will expect the market to come back to, we have a supply zone here for me to sell to the downside. Yeah, for me to sell to the downside. But anytime that this high, eventually, if this high gets broken to this upside, then we are going to be expecting more buying opportunity. For now, I'm not actually interested in BTC. Now, I'm going to update you guys. I'm going to update you guys on this pair. I'm going to drop the trade in my Telegram channel. That's if we see the proper break of structure to the upside. I'm going to send the trade in my free Telegram channel. Okay. So let's head over to gold. So guys, if you have been following me, last week I actually made good money from gold. I did share the trade, okay, but I actually made money from gold. So if you have been following me, you know that I have been preaching that gold is going to buy and gold is going to react from a supply zone that is above here. We have a supply zone that is above here. All right, so market bought that supply zone before doing what? Before started selling. So I want that supply zone to load. Exactly. So this is the supply zone. This was the supply zone here. Exactly. This area was where I was anticipating gold to come back to. Exactly. You guys can see that market bought from here to come and touch the supply zone here. And from there, we see a proper confirmation and I started selling it to the downside. Okay. So I sold it from this high. After market took liquidity, I sold it from this high to this low here. Okay. Then let's go to lower time frame. Let's look, let's see what is going on. Coming to 1 hour time frame, coming to 1 hour time frame. So guys, you guys know that gold likes to take out liquidity. If you like to trade gold and you don't know about liquidity, you're going to be taken out. Gold is the king of liquidity. That is the reason why it's very volatile. It moves like where it's very volatile. So guys, market hit my demand zone on the 4 hour. Sorry guys, it's network. So market hit that my demand zone, started selling. I didn't sell. I did not sell this sale that happened here. This first sale, I didn't sell. I waited for the market to do what? To come and take out liquidity from this high. All right. So the market came back, took out liquidity, that they took out the early sellers, people that sold from here. The market came back to take them out. That is the reason why I told you guys that gold is a worry. Like gold, you have to be careful. You have to learn about liquidity. All right. There's a saying that goes that in trading, if you don't know where liquidity is sitting in the market, you are going to become the liquidity. Anytime you open your chart, but you are not able to identify where liquidity is going to be happening, that means you are going to be liquidated. You are going to be the liquidity. That means that if you enter that trade, the market is going to liquidate you. Market is going to take you out. Okay. So coming to 1 hour, coming to 15 minutes time frame, we could see that I have a demand zone here. Yeah, this area was my demand zone. So I was waiting for the market to come back to that demand zone before I sell. Now, if it was other pairs, if it was like other pairs, like currency pairs, what you're going to see, the market is going to gently come and touch on the supply zone and start selling. But because it's gold, gold will always like to take out that high, that area that you always want to take your action. You want to take your trading action, gold will always like to violate it. All right. So the market came back to that area, violated it, started selling. Okay. So the market started selling. A lot of people were happy to jump on that trade, on that sell. Okay. But eventually, the market came up again. The market made equal low, equal low. This is a W pattern. The market made equal low and came back again to come and take out final liquidity. This is why gold is so high. Is if you don't know about liquidity, you can never succeed trading gold. Okay, so the market came back to take out the last liquidity. See, after this last liquidity happened, that was when gold started selling massively. All right. So when this gold started selling, I didn't sell. I did not sell. I did not sell gold from here. What I did was that I waited for a very good retracement. So when gold started selling, gold break structure. Gold broke structure here. You see that this low was lower than this. That is qualities of a downtrend. I looked for a demand, a supply zone. This was the latest supply zone that I could find. This area. Okay. So the market retraced to that supply zone. That's the reason why I took this particular sell and I targeted this low. That's this low. This low here. This was the low I targeted. Okay. And market dropped all the way from here to this area before retracing to the upside. Now, I told you guys that gold is the king of liquidity. Now, a lot of people that wanted to buy this gold, a lot of people took their buy here, but eventually gold came back again. You see this week, this was the week, gold came back to hit their stop loss. That's if you have a very tight stop loss before start going up. So what are the one? Let me give you guys one of the secret of trading gold. Those your area that you want to buy gold or sell. Once market come to that area, don't take action first. Just relax. Wait for market to come back to that area again. It's just for instance now, a lot of people that bought started buying from here. Okay, the market eventually came back to take them out before start buying to the upside. Now let me look for another example. Okay, just like here again. Let me go to 30 minutes. Let me see. Guys, network is messing me up. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Eh? Guys, sorry, today's network is very terrible. It's not always like this. It's not always like this. I don't just know why today our network keep tripping off. Okay. So guys, as I was saying, if you anytime that you want to take trading action on gold, you know, wait for the market to come back to that area again before you do what? Before you buy or sell. Okay, just like let me give you guys for example. When market came back to this area and started retracing to the upside, you see a lot of traders would have called this a hammer candlestick. They would have expected the market to do what? To buy to the upside. But eventually the market came back to that area again to take out liquidity before buying to the upside. Now, even this area again, this particular area, a lot of people that entered their sell here because on the 30 minutes time frame, this is a 30 minutes time frame, and this area is a what is actually a supply zone. So when the market hits that supply zone, you can see this particular red candle that happened here. So a lot of people would have taken their sell here. So they're expecting the market to do what? To sell to the downside. The market had to come up to do what? To take out early sellers. There's a lot of people that entered their sell early. Market came back to hit their stop loss before start selling. So anytime that you want to enter gold, just relax. Wait for the market to come back to that area that you're expecting. Okay. Wait for market to come back to that area again. Wait for liquidity to happen. Okay. So what I'm saying is that market started selling from here. Okay, a lot of people jump on the sell, but eventually the market came back to take them out before the real sell started happening. All right, which is what happened in this area also. The market started selling here. Obviously, the market had to come back to take out all their stop losses. A lot of people that jump on the sell from here, immediately the market took out their stop losses. The market started selling to the downside. Okay, so learn about liquidity and be patient. If you learn about liquidity, be patient and wait for the market to always come back. This thing I'm telling you, it refers to gold. You know, the way you trade currency pairs and the way you trade gold should not be the same. When you are trading gold, there's a rule I use: no liquidity, no entry. No liquidity, no entry. If the market has not taken out liquidity, I will not enter because I know that market is going to use me as a trap. So no liquidity, no entry. So guys, going forward, what are we going to be expecting from gold? Because I think this our analysis is getting long. What are we going to be expecting from gold? So let me go to higher time frame. So we could see that gold has already taken out the liquidity from this low. So this is not a proper break of structure. Assuming that the market broke structure very well, we would have expected the market to do what? To sell and start going down. Okay. But instead, it was the week, it was the week of the candle. You can see that it was the week of the candle that broke structure that broke structure here. And whenever the wick of the candle breaks structure below, that is not a proper break of structure. That is liquidity. The market is trying to take liquidity and start buying to the upside. So because of this area, I will not fully say that gold is bearish, that we're going to be selling gold. Okay. So I will not fully say that we're going to be selling gold. Be I will only start selling gold when I see a very proper break of structure below here. Yes, if I can see a very good break of structure here, then I will not expect the selling to the downside. Okay. If this low market can come and take out this low, that's when I will start expecting selling to the downside. Then let's go to higher time frame so that I can show you guys something. Let me go to daily time frame. So coming to daily time frame, okay. On the daily time frame, we could see that extreme we have extreme supply zone here that market could be coming to. And we also have another one here, okay, that market could be coming to. Okay. So even though that the market is already reacting to this one, okay, but we have not seen a very good change of character. We've not seen a very good break. That low was broken, assuming that low that I was telling you guys was broken, I'll be confident that market is going to be selling to the downside. But since that low has not yet been broken, we could see a potential buy to the upside for market can come and will come and sell from this daily time frame supply zone or this higher one above here. So either this one or this one here. Okay. So you guys have to be what? You have to be careful. You know, in trading, we don't predict the market. We react to what the market is telling us. Okay. So I can tell you that gold is bearish now. Then I woke up tomorrow and tell you that gold is bullish because the market has already given us another move. So we traders, we react to what the market is showing us. We do not, we don't predict. We react to what the market is already showing us. All right. So let me see if they're going to be seen anywhere that we're going to be buying from. So let's see. Okay. So for next week, I'll be expecting this is going to be my area of interest or around this area. Exactly. So I expect the market to drop to here and buy to the upside, or for the market to drop to this area and start buying to the upside, which is the reason that you have to wait for proper confirmation. I'm not saying that once the market touches this area that you should buy. No, wait for candlestick confirmation. You guys know, like bullish engulfing, inverted hammer candlestick, all those candlestick, you have to know about it. Okay. You have to know about it. You have to know how to read candlesticks. It's going to help you. Okay. Just like in this area now, in this area, you see that when market hits this supply zone here, when market hits this supply zone here, you could see that you guys could see that this candle is bearish engulfing. You see that this is engulfing this one. So these two candles now, they're actually bearish engulfing. All right. So that is another confirmation that the market is ready to sell to the downside. That's what I'm saying. You wait for confirmation. So when market come back here, you can go to lower time frame and look for lower time frame like 5 minutes uh market structure shift or change of character before you buy or here. If that does not happen, then don't take any trading action. Okay. I teach that intensively, how to know when to enter, how to know how to get the proper confirmation. I teach that on my mentorship. You know, if you want to join my mentorship, you just have to, message me privately and I'm going to add you. So guys, that's what I'm going to be expecting to buy from here or here. So anything that will make the market to not respect that our level, break below here, that as the market takes out this low like this, then you're going to be expecting selling. You're going to be expecting market to sell to the downside. So that is going to be my analysis. I'm going to try my best to update you guys on my free Telegram channel. Yes, I'll try my best to update you guys. But if you want to get my trade, if you want to get my exact entry, if you want to get my exact SS, stop loss and take profit, all those ones, then you have to join my VIP community. So guys, thank you for joining today, even though the network was actually trying to, stop us from today's analysis. But thank God that, I was able to be able to conquer it. And thank you guys, those guys that, for you guys that stayed regardless of the network. I appreciate you guys. You guys are the ones that keep me motivated to always be coming here to give you guys analysis. I appreciate that. Okay. So love you guys. And if any of you have any question, I'm going to give you guys the chance to ask the question now. Okay. So open your mic and ask your question.